Hello! So here I am from the hotel room because it's miserable outside, it's wet, so there won't be any dramatic tastings with a wonderful sunny London festive backdrop. But we have got a bit of a birthday backdrop. The hotel gave us birthday balloons for Greg's birthday yesterday. Right, so I posted the Highgrove honeys, which I bought yesterday, from, actually not yesterday, the day before, from Fortnum's, because I hadn't tasted any of the Highgrove honeys. So as you can imagine, I've just been having a quick taste, so I've got an idea. So they don't say that there are any specific flowers. Sorry, this one. Now this is interesting. So first of all, it's the honey from the royal garden, and it says made by bees from our hives in the gardens of Highgrove, the sweet and fragrant honey has the estate's lime trees and meadow flowers to thank for its distinct and delicious citrusy flavour. Now, I'm very familiar with lime trees. Oh, by the way, this is day 11 of the honey advent. So I'm just going to take a taste, have a taste. It's very, very runny. Now it's interesting, there's a tiny bit of the lime, but it's not the dominant flavour. There's also a bit of rapeseed honey, which has a really distinctive flavour. So I can taste the rapeseed. And other than that, then yes, meadow flowers, maybe a bit of sainfoin, which you would expect from Highgrove, because I know he's all organic. So the next one I'm going to taste is the Royal Orchards. So you would imagine this would be apples, pears, fruit. Let's have a look. And it says from the summer hives of the Highgrove estate, where bees forage on nectar sources including lime and chestnut trees and a multitude of summer and wild meadow flowers, a complex and sophisticated runny honey. Now all honey crystallises, or nearly all honey crystallises, and it's all due to the fact of the mixture of the sugars in the honey. So you have glucose, sucrose and fructose. Now high fructose honey will stay liquid for a long time. So one of the choices today was acacia, and that is high fructose, so it very rarely crystallises. Now these are very runny honeys, which means that they have a higher concentration of fructose, or they've been heated. If you heat honey, then you can actually keep it in this sort of liquid form. So that is very complex, dissolves really smooth in the mouth, lovely aromas. Again, there's still a little bit of the rape. There's the mildness, the butteriness that you can get from apple. Maybe a hint of lime, but it is, and after the aftertaste, it's the rape. It's still the rape. The rapeseed is strong. Now, what was interesting was earlier on I tasted those two, and then I tasted this one, which you can see is crystallised. So I would think, oh, that's definitely rape, because rapeseed has it really crystallises very quickly, and so rapeseed is quite a difficult honey to extract, because if you leave it in the hive too long, it sets and then you can't spin it, and it's almost impossible to do anything with. So when you have rapeseed honey, you've got to extract it quite quickly from the hive and bottle it. So this one is the spring honey. So spring could be rape, it could also be dandelion, or it could be whatever's left in the hive from the previous year. So it says here, produced from the beehives residing in the beautiful and bountiful Highgrove estate. This creamed, soft-set spring honey, gently churned to give a buttery consistency, has a sweet floral taste. Now, what can happen is when honey producers are finding out what people like a creamed honey. Not everyone wants a runny honey because it can be difficult to put on your toast and it can get messy, which I've already made a mess here. And so if you have a set honey, that may not be the flavour that people like. So what you can do is you have a honey like a rapeseed, which sets really quickly, and you seed it. You just put a tiny bit of the rapeseed in with a runny honey, and that will turn it. It'll make it set, make a creamed honey. Or if you actually churn a liquid honey, it will go creamed. So that's what they've done here. They've gently churned it to make it a creamier honey. So you can see it's a nice solid honey. So it's not really rock hard. Now the aroma is not what I expected. Of course, it's not a pure rape. And because it's been creamed, now it's slightly granulated. Now this one is the one I can taste the lime in. So even though they say on the other ones that there's lime, this is the one that has the strong flavour of the lime. Now, because every honey tells a story, I'll tell you why I'm so fond of Highgrove and Prince Charles. Prince Charles set up the Prince's Trust, and in the early 90s there was a part of the Prince's Trust called the Prince's Youth Business Trust, and I was, at 20 years old, I set up a business as an artist, and I was one of those businesses. And what was amazing about the Prince's Youth Business Trust was that you were given mentors and so much business advice, and you were giving subsidised stands at some of the big trade fairs. So it really, really helped my business, and I met some amazing other fellow business people, and many of us are still in touch together today. And it's great that so many are still in business after all this time, but I think it was that foundation. And I was lucky enough, I won gold medals from Prince Charles, so I did meet him a couple of times. And I've always been interested in Highgrove, and because of his originally sort of mad hatter ideas of organic food or organic growing, homeopathy, all the things that we now know are absolutely essential for our health and well-being, and particularly for bees. So the fact that he's keeping bees is just amazing, and so he should be, and it fits with his whole ethos of having a balanced ecosystem, sustainable farming. So I'm really excited now that I have got a little bit of a collection of Highgrove honeys. They are all delicious, they're all slightly different. I need to sort of sit down and carefully go through the flavours, but yeah, I'm really pleased with my purchases. So you've learned a bit about runny honeys and about how to make them creamy. So there we go, day 11 of the honey advent. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Any more questions, type below. So have a great day. We're going to go and brave the weather and have our last day in London before coming back to Somerset. So happy day.